Hey guys, how's it going? It's Kara here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about artifacts, specifically how I evaluate artifacts. So which ones I keep, which ones I sell, what I'm looking for when it comes to specific artifacts. So I figured it'd be a good idea to do this now because we've got an artifact enhancement event going on currently. Before we get started, please be sure to hit that like button for the YouTube algorithm. It really helps out the channel. And let's get into it. So I wanted to break down how I evaluate gear. And I wanted to do it in an efficient way. I didn't want to ramble too much, but this is a big subject that there's a lot to talk about in it. So I'm going to try to explain this as best I can. But I can totally see this video going really long. I'm wanting this guide to be more for intermediate to advanced players that have been playing this game at least a decent amount. I think this will also be helpful for early players too, but I don't want to explain the really basic stuff. I just kind of want to get into it because there's just so much in this topic. I think there's a lot of good, really beginner guides when it comes to gear. I just want to kind of talk about more like the stuff that how I'm looking at it nowadays, and that might be a little bit more advanced than if you're like a brand new or really just starting out in the beginning. So I don't know, I think I'm a little out of touch when it comes to how people are like when you're just starting out. I'm probably a little out of touch there, so I might just ignore it. So I just want to have that disclaimer in the beginning, and let's get into it. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to go over the gear sets that I really like. And first of all, the gear sets that I like are going to be the main dungeons I like to farm are Spider, obviously, Dragon, and Fire Knight. Right? And I just kind of ignore Ice Golem. I really don't farm it that often. I just really don't like the sets here. Also, the dungeon's just really annoying. It's super slow to farm, even though I'm mainly auto click it anyway. I just don't think it's worth it. I think they're and the sets are very niche. Like it takes a lot of farming of Fire Knight. It's really boring, really time consuming. Takes a specific set of teams for it, and then pretty much the only stuff I want out of here is probably like taunting and reflex. But yeah, it's like taunting I could just replace with stun sets. I think they're just as good. And then also reflex is very niche. Retaliation is really niche and stuff like that. And then all these other stats like life, offense, defense, crit rate. It's really basic. It's just basic. I don't think it's worth it. It's just weird that such a hard dungeon has this kind of stuff. I feel like this gear should be Dragon. I don't know, but actually, no, I don't, because I really like that lifesteal and speed and accuracy are on Dragon. So I take that back. So now next is going to be Dragon. The reason why I like it is just mainly accuracy, speed, and lifesteal. I think those, and then also honorable mention is going to be Stalwart. I've been liking that a lot in Clan Boss and in Arena. If I go like kind of a tankier team, I think high resist Stalwart gear can actually be pretty good. Speed gear is just obviously good. Turn-based games, speed's always going to win out. Lifesteal's been really great for Clan Boss for me. Currently, I'm not using Lifesteal just because Valkyrie lets you get away with stuff you shouldn't be able to get away with. And then accuracy is always been good. It really fills out some of the gaps, especially as my gear I've been using it less as my gear's been getting better, but now I'm probably going to start to use it a little bit more now with so many people using so much resistance in Arena. So like all those then all these sets here, like the Destroy, Toxic. I used Toxic for Ultra Nightmare when I was doing the Unkillable comp, but that's going to be dead pretty soon. So I'm just going back to my normal comp. Destroy, I'm literally never used. Daze, I literally never used. Avenging, I have also never used. Frost, I can see it being pretty good. I just don't like having... When it comes to gear, I don't like having passive gear. Like when it comes to Arena, even in these resistance like tanky teams, I want to be more aggressive with my debuffs. And then when it comes to gear, they have built-in accuracy on them, so I like those a lot more than Frost. But I could be wrong. I think they definitely have their place. I see people use them and it's annoying. But that's just my outlook on it when it comes to higher end Arena with like these newer Torment teams, the Torment teams. Okay, so now Fire Knight. I think Fire Knight's really cool. I've been farming this recently. A lot of this gear I think is pretty good. So we got Fury bad, Curing bad, but immunity is really cool. Shield's cool. Crit damage is obviously cool. Frenzy is unique. I don't even know what character I'd want this on, but I think Frenzy is really it. I like it. I'm pursuing good gear for Frenzy specifically, and I want to test it out. I think there's potential there, but it seems a little unique. I don't know who I want to use it on. It's kind of like with Relentless gear. It was like, who should we put this on? And I think everyone kind of had the consensus. It's damage dealers. Like they do use it the best. Like Whisper, Turvold, stuff like that uses Relentless Gear the best. But with Frenzy, I don't really know. Probably going to be some like support character, but usually support characters you don't want to get hurt. So it's like, yeah. So it's like I'm still undecided. I don't know if people have Frenzy ideas. Let me know. Regeneration, meh. Stun is like probably my favorite on here. I think it's really useful, especially faction wars and in higher end arena. I really like stun, and then Savage is really cool too for extra damage. But this is more about how I evaluate gear. So now that you know which sets I use, let's kind of break down how I look at gear, which gear I sell, which gear I keep, stuff like that. I think the best first thing to talk about is going to be the primary gear, the primary stats. So obviously the top sets are all the same. You know, you got attack, HP, and defense. So no point in talking about that. The primaries that I look for when it comes to the bottom sets are all going to obviously be dependent on character, but there's certain subsets that are always going to be garbage. And there's certain subsets that I think have higher priority. So for example, going to be the primary stat I look for is crit damage, crit rate. I don't think so. I guess I should say the best primary sets I'm looking for are going to be defense percentage, crit damage, and that's about it. Yeah, defense percentage and crit damage are essentially the two I look for. In very niche cases, I can see, you know, HP percentage, you know, if you have an HP scaling character, and then crit rate is not ideal. I mean, if you're trying to get a character that really needs 100% crit rate, and it's for, like Allure, for example, I think a crit rate glove would be fine. But ideally, if you really wanted to set her up correctly, you would have crit damage and then have crit rate through your secondaries. I think you can always hit your crit rate numbers through secondaries. So the main stats in gloves I always like to look for are going to be crit damage and defense percentage. And defense is just a better stat than HP. It's just you just get more survivability out of defense than you would of HP. And then the primary stats for chess is going to be defense percentage, attack percentage, and then HP percentage. In that order. Everything else is garbage, in my opinion. Well, everything else is almost garbage. The ones that I'm a little undecided on are accuracy and resistance. And the reason why I keep myself open to them, if I get a good one with a lot of substats or maybe speed or whatever, I like to keep them just because in the beginning, everyone thought resistance was a garbage stat, and look at what arena has become. Everyone has resistance. So it's like I'm trying to keep myself a little bit open. And, you know, I don't want to sell stuff now because as the game changes or as new characters get introduced and stuff like that, there is changes that happen in the opinion of the game. So immediately just selling it all is a little tough for me, and I'm willing to save a few slots on really good like resistance primary gear or accuracy primary gear. But the stuff that I'm going to sell regardless that I never expect to be good, or it can be any flat stats besides that, like flat attack, flat defense, flat HP, you know, stuff like that. They're almost never going to be good. So I just sell them instantly. One exception I could think of right now is on my Arbiter. I have flat HP, but it rolled 20 speed on a speed chest, so I kept it. But ideally, it'd be 20 speed with HP percentage because it would be a massive change. Here, let me see if I got. Let me see if I got a percent. I think it'd be a good thing to show. Like for example, look at this. Okay, so this piece of gear this is not even maxed out. This is a 5-star HP chest or HP percentage chest. But not even max, not even at 16%. This is only 33%. And it's already double what you get with a flat HP. It's just objectively worse for no reason. For no reason. It's just a really annoying thing. It's just objectively worse. And it's not like she has like this crazy base HP. It's just they just made it worse. So that's why in 99.9% of the time, if you ever see a flat stat, you just want to stay away from it. Flat defense, flat attack, flat HP, all that complete garbage. This is the one scenario that I can think of, maybe just a speed character that wants a ton of speed. It's Arbiter. So that's what I did. I'm going to keep it. Okay. And so that's pretty much the primaries we got the gloves, we got the chest. Now the boots. So boots, I'm looking for attack, speed boots, defense percentage boots with speed secondary, and attack percentage. And then attack percentage needs to have crit rate and crit damage, ideally both. I should go back and say the crit damage primary needs to have crit rate secondary. When you're just starting out, you just want to have crit. You just want to hit it. You just want to get it out of the way. But eventually, you're gonna want crit rate and crit damage. You're gonna want like the crit damage primary and the crit rate secondary. And then if you don't get that, it's like okay, it's not that good. Chess, it's not really like that. You just want good secondaries like speed, stuff like that. But boots, it's flat speed is the best primary. And then ideally with speed stuff, you want like substats that fit whatever character. For example, this is a character for Arbiter. So this would probably better be suited for like someone like Royal Guard or something like that, where you have a speed boots, and then you want to have this stuff like good secondaries. Whereas this is just, I think, one of my only 45 speed. Like ideally, you would want like defense stuff for Arbiter and stuff like that, like those secondaries. But so the best primaries for boots are going to be defense percentage, flat speed, and then attack percentage. But they have caveats. Is my point? Is like speed, you want specific substats based on what you want, like maybe accuracy, maybe crit damage, maybe crit rate, maybe. But usually, if it's crit damage, you're going to want crit rate as a package deal. And then when it comes to defense percentage, you're definitely going to want speed, because if you're going defense percentage boots, you're going to need the speed secondary to make up for it, because usually you're trying to hit like 170 speed for Nightmare Clan Boss or 190 speed for Ultra Nightmare Clan Boss. So you need to have that secondary with it, or it's just bad. I would just sell it immediately. And then attack percentage, I like to package those with crit rate and crit damage. So if you get that, you're going to have both. And then if not, in my case, usually I just want one, though if I had to choose between the one, it would be crit rate, but I'm just looking for one and I want it to roll on one, but ideally it would be two, like in this scenario. Like I just got lucky. This one just had crit damage. It hit crit damage twice, but I didn't know it was going to hit crit rate. It's a blue item. So like here for an example. And so that's how I look at those pieces of gear. All right, let's get into evaluating accessories. So I ended up auto-clicking about 1,000 energy in Spider 20. Reason being is I'm trying to close this out for the artifact enhancement event. Also, running Spider is the absolute best way to farm silver. So essentially what I do currently for evaluating accessories is, so for rings, for example, I like defense, and I'm trying to find the matching, or whatever the main primary stat is, I'm trying to find the matching a secondary stat in percentage. So for example, if I see an attack-based ring, I don't want to keep this because it has defense percentage and HP percentage. So that's why I sell this. And then when it comes to, and then just that concept over all rings, like for example, the 6-star, but so it's HP, and then it has defense at HP. So I'd keep that 6-star. It has the correct percentage with this, and it has a couple percentage bonus too. If it had a lot more flat stats, I probably wouldn't keep it. But since it has double percentage and it has matching, like it's a defensive HP ring, and then I have the HP percentage with it, so I want to keep it. Here's another example. You got attack percentage, defense percentage, and HP. Preferably, I would want this to be on both of these rings here. I want this to be 35, like the defense one, not HP. So this one I would probably sell. This one I would keep because it has HP and defense. And so I'm kind of settling with this flat HP stat when I'd rather have flat defense just because I think it's a better stat. Whereas over here, this one, I feel like I'm bending too much. Like I would want this to be flat defense. It's not. I'd want this to be HP, but it's not. It's attack. So they don't really mix well. So I'm going to sell this guy. For me personally, I would sell this one immediately just because it's 5-star. When you start to farm Spider 20, you'll realize like how quickly, like I mean really farm Spider 20, but you'll start to see it's just going to get old investing so much silver to get something up to from a 5-star piece up to 16. And when you get so many 6-star pieces anyway, and then the barrier to entry on a good ring is not that high. So just getting a 6-star piece usually is pretty good. And I'll give examples on the rings I have, here in a second, but that's kind of my rule of thumb. But if I was evaluating this and I didn't have that policy, I would look at this. It's attack based. It has defense. It has HP and defense. I would just sell this. I'd want it to have attack percentage with this guy. And then this guy, I don't really like this. And so then now let me get into evaluating amulets. And so I look at amulets, just how I look at rings. I like to keep the 6-star versions. I think for a lot of people, this is not good advice for majority of people. And the things I like to look for are defense amulets and crit damage ones, regardless whether they be 5-star or 6-star. But the subsets are important only because there's really not that many options. So it's actually really easy to get good amulets because once you get the primary right, which is usually crit damage for most people, that's what they're looking for. There's really not that many options when it comes to secondaries. So it's pretty easy to get a good one out of this. For example, here we got, HP, but it's crit damage and attack. I don't like that at all. I would want this to be resistance. The ones I'm looking for in secondaries are going to be accuracy and resistance or crit damage. If it doesn't have those, I don't like those, because if I have a defense amulet here, I'm going to want it to have accuracy and or resistance. And when it has, and then when I'm rolling it, I want it to roll all on one or all on the other. It's usually I don't want both, because the thing about resistance and accuracy is they're kind of weird stats. The stat's completely useless until it's not, until you reach that certain threshold, like, oh, I need 200 accuracy, or I need 250 accuracy, 400 accuracy if you're like really high in arena. But if you don't reach that threshold, every single point of that thing was essentially useless, just because you're going to get resisted the whole time. So that's why I don't like the stats where it's like, here's 20 resistance and 20 accuracy, because it's half of that's probably going to get wasted when it could be on something else. Because if I'm looking for accuracy, I'm going to want as much accuracy as possible. I'm looking for resistance, I'm going to want as much resistance as possible. So for me personally, I'm going to sell this for, and I think for a lot of people, they would sell this. I wouldn't recommend keeping this. And then defense, see, this one's good because it's defense, flat defense, and then it has resistance. So I'm going to look at this and I'm going to keep it. If it rolls resistance twice, I'm going to keep it. Maybe even looking at what I have currently, if it rolls it even once, I might keep it. It might just be better. But this would be an example of a amulet I would keep that's not like crit damage. Because like if it's crit damage, like 6% crit damage, like get a 6-star. If it's a 6-star crit damage amulet, I'm going to keep that instantly. And then I'll start to evaluate ones after that. What I'll do is I'll start to look over time. Okay, which ones do I have? Which ones have accuracy? Those are going to be the ones I want to keep more. Which ones have resistance? Those are going to be the ones I keep more. And if they don't, and then I'm going to start to see once I start to have a couple stacked up, and then if I don't have any, the ones that don't have any accuracy or resistance are going to get sold. So this one's a keep. And here, let me go through another couple examples of amulets. So for example, for me, I like to just sell like this. I would just sell it because it's 5-star. But for most people, this might actually be a pretty big upgrade, because if you're looking for resistance, for most people, they're looking for accuracy. If you're going for clan boss, most people are looking for accuracy. Resistance is kind of a new stat for arena. Probably going to be a sell, but you want to evaluate that based on how good your gear is. This might be one of your first defense amulets. You might as well just keep it, but you could go a lot better if you're looking for accuracy. You're looking for a clan boss style character. Probably going to want that accuracy on there, and hopefully gets a couple rolls for you. And then this one, for example, and then primary wise, if it's flat attack, I just sell it instantly. I think flat attack on an amulet is complete garbage. It's like by far the worst stat. It's pretty much, there's not a single way I could justify ever using a flat attack amulet. I just sell it immediately. And so this would be an example, regardless if I didn't, I just sell this instantly, even though I said I sell all 5 stars. If I wasn't doing that, if I was just looking for a good ring, I would sell this anyway, because it's defense percentage with a flat attack. This one is flat HP with defense and flat defense. I don't like that one because it's flat HP. I'd want the only way I would justify flat HP is if it's 6-star. Because even regardless, flat HP is not that good compared to flat defense on the primary, and it would need to be like either an epic or a legendary that rolls a few times with the stats I want. There's an example. Yeah, sell this too, because it low rolled both times on the attack percentage and the defense, and it's flat HP instead of flat defense. This one is okay. I have better ones currently. Like I'm still going to sell this because I want defense percentage on mine. If it was flat defense with defense percentage, I'd keep it and see if it rolled defense twice. If it does, or defense percentage twice, then I'll keep it. If not, I would sell it. but I'm just going to sell this one immediately. Let me just roll a couple examples here. For a lot of people, this would probably be good because it's flat defense and then accuracy here. I'll probably just keep that, see if I double roll it. This one right here, this low rolled on the accuracy, so I'm going to sell it. This one right here, double accuracy. I have better flat HP ones, so I'm just going to sell that. This one's flat attacks, even though it's 6-star, it's going to get instantly sold. Also, the difference between rolls, what's kind of interesting is 6-star gear, when it comes to accuracy and resistance, doesn't really change much when you have a 6-star versus a 5-star piece. For example, you're just going to, if I rolled this, it's probably going to roll in the 10 to 11 range on 6-star gear, same way on 5-star gear. Whereas if you have 6-star gear for any other stat you're looking for, like speed, for example, it makes a big difference. Like it's super easy to hit like 17, 15 speed on a blue 6-star piece of gear. Whereas on a 5-star, you could roll 4s, you could roll double 4 and get like, even though you rolled your stat twice, you still get like 12 speed. You know, so it's the difference. If you're looking for accuracy on a stat, having the, and that's the only thing that matters on like the substat, having the difference between a 5 and a 6-star really doesn't matter. Like, ooh, I got a 6-star piece and I'm looking to roll accuracy. You're not going to, it's not that exciting. I hope I explained that well, because it's kind of a weird realization. And this one's an instant sell. Okay, so now I think I got those down. Let me go over banners, because I think the banners are the ones that are probably the most interesting to talk about, in the sense that there's so many different scenarios with them, because there's so many different primaries, there's so many, and then they're the only ones that have secondary with speed. So the first things I want to say when it comes to these banners is everyone's really looking for an accuracy banner. That's going to be the main thing. And I think how your account progresses is when you're first starting Spider, you have like no banners, and especially no accuracy banners. So when you're just starting, what I did is I just wanted anything that had accuracy on it. Once I got a 5-star piece of accuracy, that was great. I don't care how much speed it had, didn't matter. I now have accuracy. That's going to be the thing that matters. And then as you slowly progress, you're going to want to look for ones with speed. And then you're going to want to, eventually you're going to probably sell the ones that don't have speed, 5-star wise. And then 6-star, I like to look at, like, my personal rules are, if it's 6-star, any 6-star accuracy, I keep it regardless, even if it doesn't have speed. 5 stars, I sell immediately. If it doesn't have speed, but that's just for accuracy. And then that's going to change, because your account needs to mature. And once you start pulling more gear, that's when you're actually going to be able to be this critical on it. But banners are going to be the thing you really got to run a ton of Spider, and then you're going to slowly be able to make those decisions later on. But in the beginning, you're going to just find anything with accuracy and then move up from there, slowly move up from there. Kind of like the other ones, but banners are a little tougher because there's so many more potential rolls. And then once you get those good rolls, and then you have to have the secondaries roll well, or the piece is garbage, stuff like that. That one's going to take a lot of time to get to that point. So that's how I looked at accuracy. But nowadays, there's a couple other sets that actually matters. Like for a lot of characters, accuracy doesn't matter, and you're just looking for speed. So me personally, when I look at banners, I don't care if they're 5-star or 6-star. I keep anything with speed as a secondary stat. And then the ones that I really want are going to be ones with resistance and accuracy primaries. And then the other primaries, like defense is good. The ones that are a little, I would say on the low end, are going to be attack primaries and HP flat primaries. Those are the ones I'm least excited about. But really what I'm trying to do is, what I'll do is I'll keep them if they have speed. And then I'll pretty much keep the ones with resistance and the ones with accuracy primary regardless. And then just roll the speed. And if it rolls well with speed, I keep it. If it doesn't roll well with speed, I throw it away. It's essentially my strategy when it comes to banners. And so I'll just kind of go through some of the banners I got here, and you'll see if I sell or not. So like, for example, see these two right here. This one's an attack primary. This is probably my least favorite, and it has good flat stats, stuff like that. For some people, if you were looking for an attack character and you don't have anything better, then you might want to keep that just in case. But I don't find myself, especially with high elves, I'm usually always wanting either resistance or accuracy with them. So I usually never do this. If this had speed on it, I would keep it. If it rolls well, cool. Probably throw it on like Royal Guard. But, attack doesn't really do anything for him. It kind of does, but like just on his like auto and his A3 when you're doing like something like Dragon. But usually you just want defensive stats anyway. So, and then for example, this one's like very similar piece of gear. I'm going to sell that one as well. And then here's this banner. So this one's like super next level. This is like an example of a super top tier banner. Unfortunately, it's for banner lords. I have like no good banner lords, but this is like essentially exactly what I'm looking for in a resistance piece set. The only way to make this better would probably be flat HP, but 6-star, great resistance. awesome. For arena, if I'm doing like a tanky team for Tormund, this is essentially like how Tormund changed the game, like this kind of stuff. And then I want it to roll as many times on speed as possible. And then I don't want it to roll on these percentages. But realistically, it's not going to just triple roll on speed. Probably going to roll on defense. So like, even if I don't get the speed rolls, the defense percentage is great. So this is the exact kind of thing I would want to keep. And then that same concept for accuracy. If you just change the resistance set for accuracy, same deal. So this one, speed, I'll just keep it. Even though I'm not too big of a fan of this, I'm just literally looking for just raw speed stats if I keep this. Most likely, even still, I might sell it for some people. And then also just Bannerlords in general. I don't have any Bannerlords currently, but I'm at least trying to build out my good gear. So if I ever want to do like faction wars for Bannerlords, or maybe they release a good Bannerlord that I use, or I pull some of the Void, legendaries, having good speed will be kind of nice. And then here, that's an instant sell. And then this one, I would keep too, even though it rolled on the speed, but it's defense percentage. So I value this one a little better than that one. And I'm keeping that. So that means I got to keep this guy too. And then, so here we got the 6-star defense with defense. In this situation, like in the ring situation, this would be a keep. But since it's a banner and defense with no speed is not really useful for me, I'm just going to sell it. And then attack with no speed, I'm going to sell it. And then attack with no speed, going to sell it. And then let's go down to here. We got speed on here, and it's an epic. So 3 shots to hit speed a few times. So keeping that. This one, attack with speed, going to keep that. And then defense, going to sell that. And I'm going to stick with banners. We got a legendary accuracy. This is like next level. This is the next level piece. So this is something you really want to keep. Hopefully, that's nuts. So this is a nuts piece right there. Definitely keeping that. Selling this one because it has a flat attack. Speed on an epic. That's really good. So I'm going to keep that. Selling that and selling that. But yeah, this is probably my best piece I've ever rolled, period, when it comes to banners. I have a lizard one that rolled 22 speed, or 21 speed. So let's see if that one beats that. And then we got some 5-stars. I'm just going to sell these. For other, for example, to see how this one's flat defense and defense percentage. For most people, you'd probably want to keep that and then double roll it, and hopefully you get like 15% defense out of that. But I have better ones already, so I'm just selling that. And then here, resistance, flat HP. Probably just gonna sell that. Flat attack, that's an instant sell. Speed, good speed on a 6-star. That's a keep. This is gonna be a sell. That's going to be a sell. And then, so we got flat accuracy. I have better ones with speed on it for orcs, so I'm just going to sell that. If that was 6-star, I'd probably just keep it. This is literally useless. This is probably the worst piece we've seen so far. It's just all flat stats. This one's significantly better, but still a sell. It's 5-star, so it's a sell. 5-star with a flat attack, so it's a sell. We got a few legendaries here. So this one has speed on a legendary. That's potentially pretty good, even though it's flat attack. And we got, this is perfect. This is like exactly what you're looking for. And not perfect, but 5-star accuracy with speed. So you're definitely going to want to keep this, and then keeping that just because of the speed, and then resistance with speed too. So I'm going to keep that as well, just in case, even though these are obviously way better than this one. So, all right, let's go here. Flat HP with no speed. So I'm going to sell that. Flat attack, flat HP. This is accuracy and crit damage. Yeah, I'm just going to keep that just in case. Sell that. This would be another example of something you want to keep. So this is really good. Flat HP, but everything else is all percentage. You're just going to roll percentages regardless. So that's pretty good. This one is good if it rolls double defense. So I'm going to keep that. Selling that immediately. And so look at the difference in potential. Just the reason why I sell it. Let's say this was defense, and so this can roll. Let's say it double rolls at double 5. That's going to be, 14%. Whereas this double rolls here, this can roll up to 6, even 7. So 18%, 20%. So it's just like they're not even close to each other. So it's like, why waste all the silver here? I just like to sell them, because as you're starting to see here, look how many 6-star pieces we're getting, and the difference between the two. It's like you don't need to have crazy luck in your 6-star or your 5-star. So that's why I just sell them. And so here we got that. That's a sell. This is a keep with speed. That's a sell. And then we got resist. This is something I'm looking for. I really like the resistance with speed on it. So I'm going to keep that flat. So sell and sell. And then, oh, that's pretty good. And then, so yeah, we're selling all these. And now I need to go back and do this. I'm just going to cut this part here. But I think I made a good, hopefully that I explained myself well for the accessory part. Oh, and then lastly, so here's 50 pieces and we're already at 2.8 million silver. So this is by far the best way to farm silver, by the way. So you're getting really good pieces of accessories and you're able to farm really good silver. So this is massively better than farming, for example, like brutal campaign and stuff like that. So ever since I've been able to farm Spider 20 consistently, has been fantastic. Silver is just literally not an issue at this point. All right, guys, well, that's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys found that helpful. If you have any more questions, be sure to let me know down below. Also, I'm looking to do some account reviews / takeovers. So if anyone's interested in that, hit me up on Discord. That's by far the easiest way to reach me. I got that link down in the description. And you guys have a good day. Peace.